Hey there, saxophones. We're going to start with some basics for you guys here to hopefully help you get through the first few pages and get your first few notes down. We've got the posture video already up there, so check that if you need some review on how to sit. So a couple things specific to saxophone for the posture though. Just make sure when you're sitting, you always want your saxophone on your right side. Should always kind of just rest on your right hip. And a good way to check with your neck strap and everything on to see if you're in the right spot and everything is good is if you put just your thumbs on, just your thumb on the octave key spot and your thumb under the thumb rest. Just using your thumbs, if you gently bring your saxophone up, it should just come right into your mouth and be ready to go. If you have to work at that and have to move things around and it feels wobbly, it's probably not in the right spot. Like right now, naturally, mine's coming up here right on top of my chin. So that's not gonna be high enough. I need to bring it up. Likewise, if I bring it up and it's hitting me in the nose and I gotta work to get up there, that's too high. So you gotta find a good spot with your neck strap so that with just your thumbs, it should very naturally just rest right at your mouth. And then, of course, you gotta wet your reed. Remember, it takes a good minute probably to get your reed wet enough. I started wetting mine before we even got going here, but make sure you spend a good minute getting that wet. And then remember, you're gonna have your ligature already on. Sorry, I'll get this on camera here. Your ligature is already on the mouthpiece. I've got this all already together because I'm sitting down, it's nice and stable. You can just raise your ligature up a little bit. And you're gonna slide the reed in right down inside that so the flat part is on the reed. And you're gonna line it up so the tip of your reed is right at the tip of the mouthpiece, just a little bit underneath there, and then you tighten your screws. Remember too, your screws should always be on the right side. Some ligatures, that means they go on top. Almost all your ligatures though, that means they go on bottom. And then you're gonna want it to be just like that with just a little bit of the tip of the reed. You don't want it over the tip and you don't want it way under. It should be right almost at the tip there. So if you push down gently, you can see just a tiny smidge of the black of the mouthpiece there. And the beautiful thing about saxophone is it's for lazy people. You let it do all the work for you. It just hangs here on your neck strap, nice and easy. Like I said, should come up gently, just rest right at your mouth. If it doesn't feel good, then you can loosen your little screw here and you can turn your neck sideways too. Sometimes being straight on, it can't be too far off or you'll bump your octave key, but you can adjust this a little bit so it's comfortable for you. Find that spot and then go ahead and tighten that screw again so that it doesn't wiggle around. Same thing with your mouthpiece. If you're having to turn your head for far, that's not good. That's not gonna be comfortable and you're not gonna get a good sound. You should be nice and relaxed. Everything should be upright, just like we talked about in that posture video. So your back, from your tailbone through your head is a nice straight line, nice and relaxed, but still straight. And if you have to turn your head to get to the saxophone, that's not a good thing. Actually, I need to move mine a little more. You can also turn your mouthpiece side to side. So if you're like this, turn it to a spot where you're nice and relaxed. Again, lazy person's instrument because it does all the work for you. And then we're gonna do a reminder here of where your fingers are gonna go. You got pearls, most of you, little white parts on your keys. Some of you have a pearl up here too that gets confusing, but you're gonna have 3 main keys. So you skip this top key, whether it's a pearl or it's gold like mine, and you're gonna put it on the first key there, that's B. You're gonna skip this little guy, you're gonna put on the next key, that's A, and the third key, that's G, and then your pinky just kind of hovers over these keys, and someday it'll work those. And on your bottom hand, your right hand, you're gonna have a lot easier time. You only got 3 keys, F, E, and D. So you're gonna cover them, and then again, this pinky will eventually work these 2 keys down here. But right now you don't need those. All you're gonna need is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And again, your thumb rests on this little black thing. Most of you it's black, some of you it's a different color, some of you it might even be metal on the back there. And then you've got your octave key. Oh, I can't turn that far, sorry. I'll just do it that way. You got your octave key up above. And your thumb will just gently tilt in or tilt up, depending on how yours is built, to work that octave key when we need that. For now, we're gonna go over your first 3 notes. It's gonna be on page 4, of your book. It's also on page 6 of your book. They're the same notes on there. And we'll go over a couple other ones just in case you want to do some more stuff. But those are the first 3 we need and that you can get going on. So we're going to start with B, and then we're going to do A, and we're going to do G. And if you forget these, you can come back and watch this video. You can also look at the top of your page. The green stuff up there shows you your notes. On any page you have new notes, you'll always have that fingering chart. They'll be written in there. They're written next to the notes the first time you see them too. And remember too, you can look at the front of your book and it shows you all of your notes and fingering charts there all the time. So we're going to start with B. I'm going to play it 4 times, 4 beats each. And then I'm going to move to A 4 times, 4 beats each, and G 4 times, 4 beats each. Go ahead and play along. Maybe the first time, listen to the note, make sure you know what it sounds like, and then when you play it, try to match what my note sounds like. So here's 4 times B. 1, 2, 3. Last time. Good. Now we're going to add one more key. Here comes A. 2, 3. Add one more finger now and we'll get G. 1, 2, 3. Good. You can play that over and over until you get really comfortable with those 3 notes, and then you'll be ready for those first couple pages of your book. If you look on page 5, you have 2 other notes. That's just because some of the woodwinds learn different notes at the start there. So we'll go over those just in case you want to play those. You're going to start with B again, but then you're going to just use your middle finger only. You're going to flip that one, so just that second key, and that's going to be C. So that's the key we learned with A, but all by itself. That's C. And then D is the tricky one, and you're going to use all of your keys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to put them all down and your octave key. So that's going to be the trickiest one, going from C with almost nothing down to D with everything down. So you got to keep your hands nice and close, keep them really close to the keys, because you don't want to do this. You're never going to get there in time. So if you go C, D, you're going to crunch other keys. Keep them really close. C, D. If you look how little my fingers move, it barely looks like they're moving. You can only see because the shiny of the keys. But we're going to go B 4 times, C 4 times, D 4 times. So go ahead and try that and play along. Again, listening to match and make sure you're making the same sound that I am. Here's B. 1, 2, 4 times, and... Last time, B. Now we're going to flip to middle finger, C. 2, ready. Last time, C. Now we're going to put all those keys down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the octave key, and we're going to get D. 1, 2, D. Do one more. And that's That's your first 5 notes. If you can get those down, you'll be ready for a lot of stuff. Main thing is to focus on that B, A, and G. Make sure you got your hands in the right spot. Make sure that your saxophone is balanced and working for you and coming up nice and easily to you, and you're not doing the work. And then you will be good to go. So good luck on that saxophones. Let us know if you got any questions.